Welcome to World of Tanks with Topsikis. I was fortunate enough to be on the same team as our target here, in the WZ-121FT. That's the Tier 8 Premium Chinese TV. Now, you will notice that this guy has quite a bad connection. He's probably sitting somewhere in Africa like me. And you'll see his lag goes up to over 400 milliseconds, which makes it very difficult to play. You will notice a little bit of judder and some rubber banding, as they call it, where tanks flicker, they disappear where they were and reappear a little bit further on. So do take that into consideration when we discuss the rest of this video. Now, I'm playing in the WZ-131. It's a tank I recently acquired, so it's still stock. And I enjoyed this game quite a bit because I did get quite a bit of support from this TD. So I got into an aggressive spotting position. I spot the enemies, or a couple of enemies, in a few seconds. And as they approach me, speed up a little bit. So you'll notice that Ming's bracket doesn't have any fun on the enemies. And when the enemies approach me, I request fire at the STRV S1. And Ming doesn't have him spotted, but he moves up until he can shoot in that direction. And he lands a very solid hit. Now, later on in this movie, video, the AMX-12T accuses our WZ of cheating. So please give me your opinion. Tell me what you think. Have a look at the reticle and how it moves. Bear in mind though that there's nearly half a second of lag. So take that into account and remember that this is a non-turreted TD, so if the tank traverses, it will push the reticle away from the mouse. So have a look at that, consider it, and give me your opinion. Tell me what you think. Is this a cheater or is this someone experiencing a lot of lag? Right. Also, you need to take into account that Ming uses a lot of auto aiming, which is not necessarily a great idea when you're playing a TD. However, if you're playing with a lot of lag, it might help you actually shoot the enemies where the server knows they are, but you don't know it yet. So it might actually help you out with a lot of lag if you use more auto aim. Right, eliminating the defender there, which is an important one to hit. And now here you'll see Ming uses auto aim, but the Type 64 is hiding its hull. So with auto aim you are guaranteed not to hit. Almost guaranteed not to hit. Whereas if you used manual aim, then you had a much better chance to actually hit. So that's something to be aware of. Right, so there obviously auto aim was engaged, so the gun followed the enemy. Now personally I would zoom in a scenario like that where the enemy is rather far away, but Ming didn't seem to need that. He used the auto aim and he did eliminate the enemy. Now a word about the tank, the WZ-121FT. It's not the greatest Tier 8 TD. It doesn't have the best penetration, it doesn't have the best PPM, and it doesn't have the best armor, but it does have pretty good mobility, so you can use this as quite a bit of an assault TD. However, the accuracy is not that great either, so sniping as Ming is doing here is not always a good idea, but once again, he is suffering tremendous amounts of lag, so when you're lagging like this, chances are you don't want to try to assault the enemies. You want to keep them at a distance and give yourself time to respond. Right, up to just over 3,000 damage, nearly 1,000 blocked. He's doing really quite well. Now you'll see in my WZ-131 I moved back to defend and realized it's not necessary and decided to go out spotting again. And pretty soon I make the decision to actually try to flank the artillery pieces and eliminate them. You'll notice that we've got 9 kills and they've got 11, but those two tanks are only the SPGs. If the SPGs on the enemy team were to be eliminated, this would be even again. So my argument there was I can take out the enemy SPGs and improve the chances for the team. However, I made a significant mistake on my loadout. I took premium consumables to get my view range up instead of a repair kit, and afterwards I realized it makes much more sense to remove the automatic fire extinguishers and use the repair kit instead. Right. So now 10-12, same scenario. If the two SPGs were to be eliminated, it would be even. And this Cromwell is doing a very good job of keeping Ming spotted without allowing him a shot. And you'll notice the KB3 there has been spotted. He's also hiding behind a building. I was unaware of that. I believed that it was a long time since the KB3 was spotted. At this point I was trying to battle the two SPGs. You'll notice in the minimap they're both aware of me, they're both moving, and I'm trying to move around. But at this stage what happened to me is that one of the SPGs, I believe the S51, hit me and took out my track. Without a repair kit, I was a sitting duck, and the M44 was able to reload and shoot as well. So, for me personally, I feel that was a bad idea. I will change my loadout and not run without a repair kit again, because the chances are with a lightly armored tank like the WZ-131 that you will get tracked at some point. So my plan to eliminate the artillery actually backfired, and now our team is without a light tank, and I only eliminated one of the SPGs. So these two gents are in a tight spot. And you'll notice that the E8 is not far. Typically you have to work together in a situation like this. You shouldn't really go out like I did and try to outflank the enemies. You should work together and try to ambush the enemies that you have that you know are already close to your base. But I'm going to speed it up a little bit here. Okay, so the tiger comes out and Ming doesn't notice it right away. Now he's using auto aim again, and he decides to zoom in to have a better look at where the enemy is. And that little movement of the aiming reticle there was a little bit suspicious. So please do have a look if you need to slow it down, and give me your opinion of what's going on. Switched off auto aim, used manual aim, and the reticle moved to where the mouse is pointed and eliminated the tiger. Now it's 3 versus 2, which is much better odds than 2 versus 4. The Cromwell still taking a chance, hoping that he's not reloaded, and then moving back behind cover again when Ming has a chance to shoot back. So the Cromwell doing a really good job of keeping Ming spotted while not allowing himself to be shot at. M44 should be shooting it more or less at this time, and if he's lucky or very good, he might actually eliminate Ming because he's already on 198. But instead, the M44 was aiming at the Easy 8. So that was kind of a self-defense move, I would guess. If you consider the minimap, that the Easy 8 is moving towards the M44. M44 and or Cromwell spots him, and now the M44 takes him out, which is a good move. But I believe if he were to aim at the WZ, they would have improved their chances to win. So yes, it was good to eliminate the Easy 8, but the WZ is a much more dangerous target, and I believe the M44 would have done better to actually pre-aim, wait for the Cromwell to spot him again, because he's been doing such a good job at spotting, and then eliminate him to ensure the win for the team. Right, so now Ming obviously in a very difficult situation. He's only got the 1 AP shell left, and you'll notice that he's got the 2 repair kits, but when he was just tracked he didn't use either. That's a little bit of a misplay because he's on such low hit points. The KV3 could easily eliminate him, and the M44 also has a good chance of eliminating him with one shot. So he should have used at least a small repair kit to get the tracks going and moving to avoid enemy fire. However, he was lucky, he was able to repair before any shells landed, and he lives to fight another battle. Right, so this one tricky, the M44 below the gun line, so no shot, but he is moving towards the cap, and we will probably get a shot at him pretty soon. However, he needs to be careful for the Cromwell, who has proven himself to be a good scout. So he doesn't want to expose himself, that's why he's keeping to the right of this edge. Shoots his last AP shell and misses, unfortunately. But the M44 somehow has managed to overturn itself. Or it fired into a wall and killed itself with splash damage, I don't know. Right, so now Ming decides to move out, try to flank, and you'll notice again the mobility of this WZ-FT is quite good. It's not the fastest tier 8 TD, but it is really quite decent. In the bottom left you'll notice the MX-12T complaining again and saying that it's going to direct it to support. So once again, please have a look at the movement of the cursor. Consider that it is a non-turreted TD. Consider the amount of lag. You can see clearly 350 milliseconds on the top left. And tell me what you think. Is this cheating, or is this someone struggling with bad connection? Right, so he's pre-aimed at where he expects the Cromwell to come out. Probably wasn't spotted. So chances are the Cromwell will still be looking at him at a different direction, and he will have an opportunity. Now, Ming moves back, below the ridge. I'm not sure what his plan is here, but he is giving up the high ground. But I suspect he was scared of being flanked by the KV-3. But once again, trying to get a shot at the Cromwell. Bear in mind with the reticle, the gun reticle and the mouse reticle, let's call them like that. If the gun reticle lags behind the mouse reticle, that is okay. If the gun reticle overtakes the mouse reticle, that is suspicious. Unless he's traversing the vehicle. So that shell obviously flying a little bit wide because neither the mouse or the gun reticle are pointing quite at the Cromwell, but I suspect Ming is not unhappy about that. Now it's a 1v1 where it was 1v3, and we know the KV-3 has been spotted and has been damaged. I'm not quite sure exactly how much damage is taken, but this is an interesting position to be in. The KV-3 tier 7 does have quite good armor. I believe the minimum armor is about 120 millimeters, but the WZ-121FT has 248mm penetration on the standard rounds. However, he doesn't have standard rounds remaining. He only has premium rounds remaining, so he will have penetration values a little bit higher. I'm just going to check Tanks GG to check exactly what the penetration value is there. 310. So he shouldn't have any issues penetrating on any surfaces of the KV-3 unless he bounces. So I'm going to speed it up a little bit here. Then you'll notice the KV-3 is spotted. Ming doesn't notice him, and he doesn't notice Ming. And Ming does a good thing here, getting against the little hill here to try to get cover. But Ming turns toward the KV-3, but there's no line of fire for him. Bridge is in the way. There was a little bit of an opportunity, but he missed it. And now Ming decides to go other side of the bridge and have a clear line of sight. And as you'll see, the KV-3 is pointed the other way. He still hasn't noticed Ming. I don't know if he hasn't spotted him or just hasn't noticed him. And now Ming auto-aims and eliminates him. The last bit of gun movement there was obviously just the tank having moved over a little bit of a ridge, and the gun moved up and down as a result of momentum. Let's have a look at the post-game stats. First class mastery. It's a little bit surprising to me. He might have expected to get an ace tanker. However, I don't know how people are performing with this tank, so that is quite a factor. The Radley Walters, Hand of God, Steel Wall, High Caliber, and Top Gun. Also very nice to get. Look at the team details. He managed to do more than twice, about twice the amount of damage that anyone else managed on either team. The M44 obviously doing very well on the enemy team there. And if you look at the personal details, he was running a premium account, so he managed to rake in nearly 90,000 profit. And with the daily bonus, he nearly gained 4,500 extra for the game. Very well done, Ming. And pretty please let me know what you think. Is this cheating, or is this someone suffering a bad connection? Thank you for watching.